morning, A-Bird Freedom Support. Or good evening, or whenever you're watching this, doesn't really matter. But welcome to Broke But Bangin'. What the hell does that mean, right? So, I've noticed this week at my shop, I actually pay attention to customers. I like to interact with them. I am noticing a trend, and the trend is everywhere. People are running out of resources. That's what we're going to call it. So this is going to be Broke But Bangin'. Banging's still going to be working on your shooting skills, okay? I'm going to help all that I can. I have a lot of customers coming in recently wanting to get rid of larger caliber firearms and get 22 long rifle equivalents, such as a great example is a lot of guys and gals are not wanting to shoot their ARs as much. And the cost difference in the ammo, maybe they have a 22 pistol already, so they have a butt ton or a metric butt ton. They're getting Smith & Wesson M&P 1522s. Now they can effectively go train for pennies on the dollar compared to 5.56 or 2.23, right? But there's a few other things that we can do. So give me about 10 minutes. I'm going to give you a handful of ways to keep that money in your pocket and still build skills, and I'm going to prove it. Stay to the end. I'm going to give you a little nugget. Screw that. Just go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Hang out till the end. Go ahead go in the comments, definitely. If you have another cost-saving tip that you use for your firearms training, let's go ahead and share it amongst ourselves. Let's get that 2A community together more instead of separate. All right. Dry fire drills. I literally had this customer come in yesterday, had a great conversation with this person, and they had never heard of the dime drill. The dime drill, a lot of us are very familiar with. Say you're going to take your AR, you're going to place a dime. Usually, some people like to use the front sight post. Some people like to use the flash hider, muzzle brake, whatever. Whatever you want to do is up to you. Or you can put it straight on the barrel. Prefer to use a penny for that one. It's a little bit bigger. You're going to, of course, charge the weapon after you make sure it's clear. And what you're working on is that nice, steady press to the rear, exaggerating as if you had your hand in the sand. And you're drawing a line. So you get that nice steady pull to the rear. That's actually some internet knowledge that I learned. So that's a dime drill. That's one way you can do it. Configure, reconfigure, and practice basics. When I say configure, reconfigure, and practice your basics, let's go ahead and remove this source of feed. Lock this slide to the rear. I am currently going to be shooting my first Steel Challenge match at the end of the month. So when I say that, and I'm saying configure and reconfigure, I'm doing dry fire work, and I'm working on little things that I can control that don't cost me anything. Exactly where's my holster located? Do I want my thumbs touching my temples or my sound suppressors? Do I want my hands? Configure, reconfigure, configure, reconfigure, work on your basics. This is a good time to go ahead and work on that natural point of aim with your long gun in your safe dry fire area. Great. Here's one. Wear your kit and do shakedowns. So actually in my shop, a good portion of the day, I will actually put on my inner and my outer belt. And I will wear my kit when I'm moving around. So that way I know exactly what my equipment is doing. And I also make sure it's adjusted appropriately, so on and so forth. Yeah, these are basic things, but let's go back to basics, because basics will save us money. Maintenance. Maintenance is a twofold item as far as I'm concerned with this bang for your buck kind of approach. So your maintenance. Maybe you haven't pulled your rifle apart or your shotgun apart for a little while. You haven't shot it much, but maybe getting in there, as long as you have the maintenance equipment on hand, getting in there, giving that old gal that you haven't talked to in a while a phone call, dial her up and take her out for a meal. When I say a meal, give her some CLP. Give her a little clean down. Maybe get some minerals and oils back in that wood stock if you have one. This will save you also later because you didn't let that wood stock dry out. Also, you might have in your pistol a slide lock that's starting to wear, maybe getting a little weird. So you can go ahead and you know that's something you're going to deal with later before it becomes a bigger issue. Okay, so maintenance is a cost saver. Also gives you a very in-depth familiarization with your firearm and exactly how it functions. And the one that I like, and the one that I hear a lot brought up in my shop by a lot of people, young, old, and indifferent. I've been watching a lot of YouTube. I am going to use myself as an example for this because this is what I have done. I have been studying a lot of Ben Stoker's videos. Okay, there's a lot of good information on the interweb, whether it be Ben Stoker, JJ Recruza. We're going to throw out big names. We could keep doing this all day, right? But if you don't actually take the lesson and try it, it doesn't matter. You're just literally sitting there getting your dopamine fix. So, point in case, I am working with my red dot from the holster, trying to get that good, clean grip, consistent grip pressure, as well as my dot in that square. So I am using literally his videos on focusing on the target, not bringing the dot to the target, like tracking it. No, I am literally boring a hole in this little black square across the room, and I want a consistent presentation that puts that pistol exactly with that red dot in the square. Once I get those, I try to do them over and over again and then try to do them a little bit faster. Okay, so like I said, this is more bang for your buck, right? Broke butt banging. So we're getting more bang out of that buck is what we're doing. Now, another little drill that I learned at a shooting establishment. I'll use this target case in point. Let's say your budget allows for you to go to the range for about an hour and you have 50 rounds. Take your target, put little 1-inch squares on it, pasties, whatever you want to do. And then consistently sit there and shoot 5 rounds. Yes, it's a ragged hole drill. Shoot 5 rounds into one square. Evaluate it. Come back. Think about what you did. And then take 5 dry fire presses at another square. Okay. Then come back and shoot that again. So what you're doing is for every 5 live rounds you're shooting 5 dry fire rounds. Yes, it will not only extend your ammunition, but you'll start to make changes in what you're doing so that you're not just turning your money into noise. That's another phrase that I dearly love. So today, we're broke, but we're banging. Not turning our money into noise. So hopefully this helps somebody. It helps to reinforce that what I'm doing is positive. If you want to go in the comments and specifically ask what drills I'm doing, that's great. I didn't want to make this video super long. I just wanted to give you about 10 minutes, maybe some reasoning behind, okay, things are rough, things are tough, and they're tough for everybody. Let's not negate the things that we can do that are not expensive. Time is expensive. I get it. 15 or 20 minutes here and there so that when things are better and you are able to go to the range, you won't go with your fundamentals being completely wiped out. So for today, that's all I got. Everybody stay safe, stay tuned, stay training, keep that chin up. Don't let the world get you down. Out.